Though, there's sort of a good news, bad news side to this, right? I mean, yes, there are some in the market who think that Trump is going to be pro-business for all the reasons that you just listed out, the deregulation, extension of tax cuts, etc. But the flip side of it is this is also likely to be a president who's going to push up the debt even higher, widen out the deficits even more. And, one of the ways it's going to pay for these are not going to be unfunded tax cuts, are they? They're going to be funded by tariffs, higher tariffs, which are going to impact the U.S. consumer. I mean, is that being reflected enough in markets? I mean, we've got the 10 and we're at 418 right now.
No, it's not being reflected in markets enough or at all. Let me run you through what I think the logical string is. The first thing is you will get the tariff increases. You'll get 60% on China and 10% on everybody else. And then, of course, there will be trade wars with everybody. Now, the impact of those tariffs will be to drop U.S. growth by at least 0.5% and increase inflation by 1%, 1 full percentage point a year. Now, what that means, of course, is that you will get the end of the Fed pumping money into the financial markets and cutting interest rates, because they won't be able to do that if the tariffs damage the inflation outlook and expectations in the U.S. so much. That's one thing. That's one negative cost, but it isn't being considered yet. The deregulation that Trump is likely to do is likely to be focused on bank capital, cutting it, on the environment, ruining it, and on antitrust policy, letting bigger and bigger deals happen, even if they don't do the economy any good. I personally think this is more of a micro event, and it's a micro event which will charm people about certain stocks and sectors, but it will not move the needle on economic growth, which will be already sliding backwards due to tariffs. And third and fourth of all, and I would say they're even more important, is if Trump stops aid to Ukraine, then essentially what he does is break NATO. If you break NATO, you will have a global arms race. The cost of that is humongous.